What if WWE made Edge versus Christian for WrestleMania 27? Well, Edge and Christian is a great tag team in the WWE, one of the innovators also of the TLC matches, alongside with the Hardys and the Dudleys. Well, Edge and Christian, well, they actually are in their top of their game in 2001 as a tag team, winning multiple tag team championship and having multiple title reigns, to be exact. To which, well, yeah, we're going to change something here, which is, well, we're going to make, instead of Del Rio versus Edge, we will have Edge versus Christian for WrestleMania 27. So what does that mean in this timeline? Well, let's find out. So who will win the Royal Rumble 2011 in this timeline? Well, the answer is John Cena. Why? Because in this timeline, well, we will have John Cena challenge The Miz just like in real life, but he has the Royal Rumble opportunity against The Miz at WrestleMania. So that means that, well, he's going to challenge The Miz at WrestleMania. So, well, what happens then and there? Christian returns SmackDown after the Royal Rumble. Well, he doesn't have an appearance for the Royal Rumble just like in real life. And while he's much more earlier, while is actually cleared much earlier in this timeline instead of, well, Elimination Chamber for his return. So that means that, well, Christian returns on the SmackDown and after the Rumble, and, well, he wants to challenge Edge, but Del Rio actually interrupts him, and then a lot of guys actually challenges Edge, to which, well, this lead to an Elimination Chamber match with actually Christian not being involved as he was actually eliminated during the qualifiers for the Elimination Chamber. So for the Elimination Chamber, well, Edge is still going as the champion, and while Dolph Ziggler doesn't have the short title reign, the minutes title reign also, so that means that, well, Edge is still a 10-time world champion here. And also during that match, well, Edge retains. And as for the WWE Championship match at the Elimination Chamber, well, instead of Lawler versus The Miz for the ladder match, well, it's an Elimination Chamber match also, to which, well, Miz retained despite of all the challengers. So, well, Cena and Miz are locked on at WrestleMania, and, well, Edge and, well, he doesn't have a challenger yet. To which, well, after the Elimination Chamber, Edge is celebrating, to which, well, he was met with Christian spearing him and then performing the concerto, to which, well, leads to a Christian heel turn, to which, well, in the next episode of SmackDown, Christian talks about him being, well, overshadowed, him being talked about the second fiddle for the tag team of Edge and Christian. People think that he isn't enough, and Edge is always the one who's striving. To which, well, yeah, he will speak that while his character Christian, well, people doesn't have that much respect for his character, and while he deserved the title after 17 long years of performing in the WWE, to which, well, Edge interrupts, and then, well, Edge actually tries to attack Christian, to which, well, a lot of security guards are interrupting Edge, to which, well, Christian actually hits Edge with a steel chair. So yeah, they are building this rivalry out of their tag team, while Edge being the most recognizable, Edge being the one who actually had the multiple world title reigns in the WWE, while Christian, as of that point, while he had the ECW championship, which is actually forgotten by a lot of fans despite of him carrying the brand. He also mentioned that in the promo, to which, well, this is more of a jealousy rivalry, to which, well, this actually builds the rivalry between those two. And also in this point, well, yeah, Edge is having his, well, some of his injuries coming here, to which, well, Edge and Christian will actually try to make the match much actually more simple, and actually, well, it doesn't hurt Edge that much, so preventing the first retirement also of Edge here. To which, well, at During the build up, also, they talk about Edge, Christian, and Rhino, Edge, Christian's career paths, Edge, Christian on their road to WrestleMania matches, to which, well, Edge actually had a 1-1 match with The Undertaker. Christian has been involved with Money in the Bank ladder matches. Edge has multiple title reigns. Christian doesn't have that much. Edge wins the King of the Ring. He also win a Royal Rumble match. Christian doesn't have that much accolades, and while he won the mid-card championships. So while yeah, it's more of a jealousy type of rivalry, to which at going forward, they build off this match as best friend versus best friend, brother versus brother, and at WrestleMania we see Christian actually winning the World Heavyweight Championship during that time. So yeah, Christian wins the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, and also well because of well they know the injuries that Edge had. That means that they will try to prevent the other moves that can hurt Edge more. So that means that well Edge takes times off. Edge actually take his time off at after WrestleMania, and when he actually got his time off, well, he doesn't have that much injury on his neck, and because well they know that at least that in this timeline, well they took action before it actually got worse, just like what happened in real life during his first retirement. So Edge is actually still an active competitor here. So that means that well, who will challenge Christian next? And well, after winning the world title, while Christian will brag about him being the world champion, he defeated his lifelong best friend, intro Randy Orton, that is actually drafted much earlier in this timeline. As well, he interrupts Christian, talks about, well, Edge, who's actually one of the greatest competitor and one of the greatest opportunists in the WWE. And well, yeah, they start their rivalry here much earlier. So what happens but Del Rio? So his push will happen after the actually winning the Money in the Bank, to which leads to him winning the WWE Championship just like in real life. So his push will be delayed until Money in the Bank 2011. So that means that well, Christian and Orton start their feud much earlier. And yeah, Edge will take his time off and he can return either Money in the Bank or SummerSlam to continue his feud for the World Heavyweight Championship. And by that time, while Christian had a much longer run as a heel, to which, well, yeah, he is recognizable as the heel, to which, well, some of the people actually still cheers him because, well, he got all the reasons to be jealous during his feud with Edge, and Randy Orton being the first challenger who is a multi-time world champion. Christian deserves the title more. So yeah, they have a long feud going forward. And by this time, well, Christian, I think from WrestleMania up to Money in the Bank, he had a at least 3 or 4 months of being the champion. To which, well, yeah, he will lose the title to Randy Orton in a short month, and he will regain the title back at SummerSlam. It's like completing the complete opposite of what happened in real life. What happened on SmackDown after Christian won the world title in real life happens at Money in the Bank by Randy Orton countering a, a springboard type of splash that Christian is going for, performing the RKO, and Randy Orton has a short world title run, to which while Christian gets the title back at SummerSlam, continuing his heel run. To which while Edge will try to challenge for it, but he was taken out by Mark Henry, and then Mark Henry will destroy Christian to win his first world title. And by that time, well, they are actually building Mark Henry as this huge monster who is actually putting people for the Hall of Pain, a time which well Mark Henry was dominant. And by this time, well, they can either still continue on Christian's heel turn, or they can slowly actually have a slow face turn for him, and so on and so forth. So, what are the things that we accomplish in this timeline? Well, at first, we build Christian as this huge heel type of magnet in his world championship reign, just like what they did in real life. They made Christian this heel world champion. The second thing that we actually build here is, well, yeah, just like in real life, they actually had Mark Henry dominate after the Randy Orton Christian feud, to which, well, we go back there, we go backtrack after the feud of Randy Orton versus Christian, to which, while in this timeline we still have Edge competing, and he will be also involved in the world title scene, well, after Mark Henry actually win it. So we will have a fatal four-way feud for the world title: Randy Orton, Edge, Christian, and the champion Mark Henry. So yeah, it's more of a lot of guys in the SmackDown brand and a lot of marketable feuds. And yeah, at the same time, while we build Christian as the world champion, we build this WrestleMania's payoff, and then, well, yeah, it actually puts him over as the world champion on SmackDown during Edge's time off, and when he's actually on time off, while his injuries were going to be healed in this timeline, preventing also his first retirement. So, what do you think of this video? Like, comment down below, share, subscribe for more videos, and again, this is Mikeratto. Everyone, keep safe, and again, peace.